guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is the last most embarrassing story. It's number 4. I hope you've enjoyed them. They were lots of fun to tell, but like I said, like y'all seen, they were lengthy. But you know, I go into detail about everything. Anyway, I hope you enjoy it. Here's the last story, number 4. And this is the last story. 1997. I had moved back home with my parents. I had my daughter at that time. Choked up over this one. I had my daughter at this time. And back then, you know, computers were out, of course, they'd been out, but online chatting was the thing to do back then. AOL, dial-up. Well, living with my parents was bored out of my mind, and I had a daughter, you know, but I needed somebody to talk to. So I would go in the chat room every day, and I would talk to different people. Well, as you know, you don't know who you're talking to. I mean, now they have Skype and all that, but back then they didn't. You just went in chat rooms and typed back and forth and talked. So I started talking to this guy, and he was so sweet. He was just the greatest guy you could ever meet. Polite, never talked ugly to you, never got sexual or anything like that. He was just a genuinely sweet guy. And we talked a couple, maybe 2 or 3 months online every day, 2 or 3 times a day. And his name was Mike. And he lived in, I think it was New Jersey, if I'm not mistaken. I'm all the way down in Florida. And so we talked every day. And I started to kind of like him. Well, I told him that I was starting to have, you know, not love kind of feelings, but that like kind of thing, you know. So, after that, a couple of days after I told him that, you know, and he said he was the same way, he tells me he's going to come down and visit me. He's going to fly down from New Jersey and visit me. And I'm thinking, oh, this is awesome, good, that'd be awesome. So I asked my parents if he could stay at our house. Not really expecting them to say yes, because this is a stranger, you know. Yeah, I've been talking to him for a few months. Truffy's trying to get in. I've been talking to him. Truffy D, come on. She doesn't want to push the door open. I had been talking to him for a few months, and you know, I know people are crazy. I know people are crazy, and you can be anybody you want to be on the internet. So, unexpectedly, they said, yeah, he can stay. He can, you know, sleep on the couch or whatever. So I said, okay. Well, now keep in mind, I had not laid one eye on this guy. Not one. And I don't think I'd sent him a picture of me either. All I knew is he was really sweet. And so he tells me he's going to come down. He's going to stay with me for a week. So my parents surprisingly said yes. So I was supposed to drive to Pensacola Airport, which I don't live in Pensacola. I live a couple hours from Pensacola, a few hours from there. I was going to drive to Pensacola Airport and pick him up. So the day came when he was supposed to arrive. I was a nervous wreck. And I had asked him, and we had talked on the phone too. We had even talked on the phone. And I asked him, well, how am I going to know who you are? You know. He said, I'll be holding a rose. Oh, I thought that was so sweet. So I'm a nervous wreck going to the airport. Well, I get there. And I knew his flight was supposed to land at whatever, let's just say 4. So I get there at 3:45. And I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting. And I'm watching the monitor. And boom, his plane has landed. Well, I started getting horrible butterflies. I felt sick. I was just a nervous wreck, y'all. So I'm waiting. And I'm kind of standing off to the side, kind of behind this pole. There was a big pole there, and I was kind of standing behind it, peeking around. So people start getting off the plane and coming out into the area. And I see him. He's got a rose. And y'all, I'm not a shallow person, I don't believe. But this man, no. He was looking around. You could tell he was nervous. This guy, and I know looks ain't everything, but they help. They dang sure help. And I just can't explain it. I just can't explain it. He was a big guy. I'm just speechless thinking about it because I just can't believe it. He was a big guy. He wasn't fat by any means, which that don't matter to me. You know, I don't care. That wouldn't have mattered a hill of beans to me. But this man was unkept. I guess that's how I should say it. Now, I'm sorry, y'all. You can fix up, especially if you're going to meet somebody you've been talking to and you like on the internet. You can fix yourself up. This guy gets off the plane. He looks like Nick Nolte. He's standing there with a rose, and I could tell he was real nervous. He was like looking around. And I'm standing behind this pole, and I'm looking at this guy like this. And I'm thinking in my mind, okay, I can do the right thing and go up to him, or I can do the wrong thing, which is what I wanted to do, and turn around and walk out of the airport and leave, and he would have never known. I just wouldn't have showed up. So I sat there watching this guy for a few seconds, and I'm thinking, I can't do that. I can't turn around and leave. That would be mean, you know, and, you know, that's just not me. I'm not going to do that. So I'm sitting there a few more minutes, and I'm making him wait, and I know that I need to make the move and walk on up to him. But I'm sitting there looking at him, and y'all, he had on this gray t-shirt, and his armpits were sweaty, and he just had red armpit juice. Oh my God, the pit juice was flowing that day for him. It was disgusting. His hair was a ratty mess. It was greasy. It was oh God. It was just disgusting. He had on dirty jeans, and I'm thinking, how does this man have enough money to fly from New Jersey to where I'm at? How does he have enough money? He ain't even got enough money to wear deodorant and a perspirant and you know, comb his hair. And he looked like death warmed over.
You right.
I'm not kidding. So I finally come out from the pole, and I walked up to him and I said, and the whole time I'm thinking, you crazy. You crazy, girl. You should have just walked on out. I said, he looked at me and immediately planted a big kiss right on my lips, right in front of everybody at that airport. And I'm like pulling away, like pulling away from him like this. He goes, oh, come on, let me kiss you. And I'm like, no. And y'all, the guy just evidently had obviously never had a girlfriend, which is not what I was. I was not a girlfriend, but in his mind I was. He had obviously never had anybody to show him how to dress or how to look decent, and here I am. Now, y'all, I know you can't judge people. You can't judge people how they look. I know that. And this guy was a genuinely nice guy. But back then, I think I was 25 when this happened. I was so mean to this man. From the moment I said hello to him, I was mean to him. I kept my distance from him. I didn't want to be seen with him in the airport, which I know is terrible. It's ugly, ugly, ugly. But y'all, I ain't kidding. So, from that moment on, we had a long drive back to where I lived. Probably 2 or 3 hours. I hardly said 2 words to this guy. He was talking. I would answer him when he asked me a question, but I wasn't offering no information. I wasn't trying to make conversation. I was trying to get home. But I really didn't want to go home with him because I knew that my parents were going to die when they seen him. So I was just downright ugly to this guy. Well, we get to the house and we walk in, and my mom and dad are standing in the kitchen, or no, my dad was sitting at the table and my mom was cooking. And we walk in and said, hey, Mom, Dad, this is Mom. And my mom turns around and she goes, hi, and then her face drops. She's like, how are you? And she turns back around and starts cooking again. My dad's reading the paper. Let me get a piece of paper and show you what this man was doing. Find me a piece of paper. I don't know what this is, but it's going to be the newspaper today. My dad's sitting there reading the paper. He holds the paper up like this over his face where I couldn't see him, and he starts laughing. He's going like this. The whole newspaper is just shaking like this. He's laughing so hard. He's going like this. Well, that made me mad right there. And I knew I wasn't going to live this one down, ever. So the entire week, I was so mean and nasty to this guy. And it seemed like the more mean I was to him, the better he liked me. My mom's like, why don't you take him out and show him around town? No, I'm not going to do that. So we would go outside, and try to get some sun. I would say, let's go lay out in the sun, because I just didn't want to go anywhere, and I dang sure wasn't going to take him to the beach with me. So we laid out in the backyard. Well, the entire time we're laying there in the backyard getting some sun, he's saying, do you want me to rub some suntan lotion on you? And I'm like, no, that's okay. I don't wear suntan lotion. The entire time, he was just staring at me like this. Looked like a dog waiting for a treat. My dog just heard me say treat. Now she's sticking her hand in the door. Just a minute, Truff. So anyway, the guy was super sweet, but he did do one thing that really, really freaked me out. I decided to let him have my bed just to be nice. After all, I had been ugly to him all week, so yeah. Least I could do was let him have my bed. And I slept on the living room floor on some blankets. Now my mom left for work. My mom and dad both left for work early, and I normally didn't get up till like 9. Every single morning when I woke up, this guy was standing over me, looking down at me like this. And every morning I would wake up, open my eyes, and there he was, standing over me, staring at me. Now y'all, if y'all don't think that's creepy, that's creepy. I mean, it was like a horror movie. Somebody standing there, that's what it was like. But anyway, the whole week went by. Oh my God. He was supposed to go back to the airport Saturday. So I took him to the airport, but I did not go by myself. I got somebody else to go with me. But I was so ugly, so mean to this guy. And after he left, and he remained just as sweet as he could be up to the end. And after he left, I really felt bad about it. And I did end up calling him and saying, hey, you know, I'm really sorry that I acted the way I did. I know I was rude to you, and I'm truly sorry. I just don't think, you know, we're going to work. So he, you know, he said, fine, you know, that's fine. And but anyway, that was the end of that story. We never spoke again. He is on my Facebook though, I think. Yeah, he found me a few weeks ago. We don't talk, but anyway, that was that story. Okay, there they are. I hope y'all enjoyed them. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know how you liked them, and we will see you next time.